Welcome to New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. I'm John Burt. I want to thank you for joining me today, and today we have a special guest from Merrimack. He is State Representative Josh Moore.
Thanks, Representative Burt. Appreciate it.
Josh, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you coming up and joining Goffstown TV, and hopefully Merrimack could download this show too, because we upload it to the New Hampshire CCM, whatever that means.
Yeah, I know. Now we actually do stream it live on the internet too. Our studios. It's pretty cool.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that make us cool?
Yes. Well, I guess I'm going to have to tell Adam here and see. He's going to have to step up his game.
Yeah.
Because he can't let Merrimack beat us.
I know.
Yeah.
That's competition.
Well, I think we stole him from Merrimack, Adam.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
It's
Janine
not fair.
Yes, she was mad at me that we stole Adam. And
we have Justin now, though.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Justin's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
Good.
Yeah. We got some cool producers in New Hampshire for our TV studios, don't we?
Yes.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it does work out good, but it's after the primary. Luckily, the primary's over, and
oh, thank God.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah. No,
it was grueling.
Oh, it was. We had some some bumpy roads there. But first, I wanted to show you a couple quick videos, and then we'll talk about the primary and everything of what was going on. And we got quite a bit to talk about too, so we're going to try to squeeze it all in. Hopefully we'll get to the end. But there's the first video. There's the people out there, as you know, Josh, that say, what do they call them? No Trumpers?
Never Trump.
Yeah, never Trumpers.
They call them Trump-tards and Trumpsters and everything.
Yes. Yeah, they're not going to vote for Trump.
No.
I tell everybody 2 words: Supreme Court.
Yep.
Trump will pick. I know he will, and he better. But I know what Hillary's going to pick. So everybody says, how do you know Trump's going to pick the right people for the Supreme Court? I says, I know who Hillary's going to pick.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to show you this first video. Wait till you see it. You're going to be like, oh my God. And watch this here. Let me start the video right now.
Hillary can bring us together as one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, there's that first video. And that was, I got the order mixed up. So sorry about that. This one is really good. It was where she can't say the word God.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they did that, matter of fact, because I did mess up, let me play it again because I did mess up. And I want you to listen to her when she goes, she can't even say God. So let me play this again. Here it is.
Hillary can bring us together as one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What do you think about that, Josh?
It's embarrassing even listening to it.
It is.
Is that even an American? Seriously, what are we watching?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's why I wanted to air it twice. I said, oh my God, when I saw this on Facebook, and I can't remember who I borrowed it from, but it was somebody on Facebook. And when I saw that, I was like, really? They can't even say God, under God. What is wrong with saying under God?
John, come on, that's just wrong.
It
I mean,
is.
you can't say God. It's offensive. It'll offend anybody who doesn't believe in God.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, well,
Lord forbid we use the term God in the name of God.
Yeah, they'll need their safe space.
Safe space area, 100%.
Does Merrimack have a safe space area just in case you offend somebody on your show?
Yeah, it's the park.
Yeah.
Or the gun shop, one of the other.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I got to go to that gun shop because he's made national news. I should get a picture of him.
Keith. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a good guy?
Yeah, he's a really, really good guy. No, he's awesome.
Well, and he has your sign right out in the front yard of his establishment.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I've established a good relationship with him. No, he's a really good guy. He cares a lot about the community, and boy, does he care about his guns. I love it. He's got a great selection too.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. No, I know you're always a good vote on the Second Amendment. Yeah, that's why I'm glad you got through, because I know we'll talk about that in a minute, because you had some opposition.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yes,
good
I
opposition either. But here is the correct video that I wanted to play, and it's the Supreme Court Justice video. It has with Hillary on it there. Let me show that right now.
The next president will probably appoint several members of the Supreme Court. Would you consider appointing Obama?
Wow, what a great idea. Nobody has ever suggested that to me. Wow. I love that. Wow. He may have a few other things to do, but I'll tell you, that's a great idea.
Now, for the no Trumpers out there, do they want to reconsider?
You know, I don't think they do still. You said something a minute ago that was actually really interesting. You'd said, we know what Hillary's going to do.
Yes.
You know, we know exactly what she's going to do.
Well, this is the
That's
thinking.
pretty self-evident right there. She thinks it's a good idea to appoint the guy that's been ruining our country for the last 8 years to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
You know, so, but another point to that, I always think to myself, okay, so even in a worst case scenario, we don't know what Trump's going to do. I'd rather take a risk at this point on going with somebody who I'm not sure what they're going to do. They may or may not do it, versus somebody who I know for a fact is going to put somebody in I don't like. But I do trust Trump to do it.
Oh, well, that's it. Is I think Trump will pick the right people. And you know, right now I have a picture up on the screen right up here, and it shows, you know, the empty chair. Mm-hmm. 2 is that what they're saying in the next 8 years? Minimum 2, could be 3.
Yeah, I've heard even 4.
Really?
I've heard even 4, but yeah, I think 2 to 3 is a
Has
safe.
a president ever picked that many?
I don't know. Actually, I think FDR did.
Really?
I think he actually did. If I'm not mistaken, somebody's going to email you or me and be like, "You got that wrong." But I was pretty sure that he actually increased the number of Supreme Courts, justices that go on the Supreme Court, and that was, if I'm not even mistaken, also that was when they took it from the Capitol building and put it as a separate building.
Oh, okay. I think you're. Yes.
FDR was not a good president.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's self-evident.
Yeah. Yes. You know? Well, that's going to be the problem. Is that minimum 2?
Yeah.
And I really think, you know, especially with Trump's sons, they're huge Second Amendment people, because, you know, somebody sent me a video about Trump, you know, 30 years ago. He said something about gun control. And so that's what they're living on, or 20 years ago the video
People change,
was.
right?
Well, that's it. People do change. But with his 2 boys, they are huge Second Amendment boys. Yeah. And they are going to make sure their father protects it. And you know, and I think Trump over the years have evolved to understanding what the Second Amendment is. Mm-hmm. Because I have friends now that say, "John, what's wrong with backgrounds and this and that?" And I explain what the Second Amendment does for us, you know, to protect us as a nation. And they go, "Oh, okay, you're right. We don't need this kind of gun control."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And then I always point out to Chicago.
You enlightened them?
I did. But
Whoa.
Chicago, what is it, 35 to 40 shootings a weekend, every week, and 4 to 6 die every week.
Yeah, that's bad.
It is. Every
terrible.
week.
And why isn't that on the news?
Oh, well, Obama won't allow it.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah. But so that's what I'm looking at, is that empty seat at the Supreme Court justices. You know, our next president's going to fill it. So, you know, for you no Trumpers, which I know most of my viewers, they say, no, we're voting for Trump. You know, he wasn't our first pick, just like you and I. Yeah. We're Cruz people.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm going, you know, Cruz was my guy, but
I was defriended by somebody, a Cruz supporter, a couple months ago, when I didn't even say I was supporting Trump. I merely talked. I don't even think I was defending something he said. I was pointing something out relative to him that could be interpreted as positive. It wasn't a negative. It was just neutral. And they were like, "Are you a Trump-tard now?" And I said, "Trump-tard? Where is this coming from?" And they said, "You jumped ship. You're an anti-American." And I said,
really?
"Have you seen my voting record as a state representative from New Hampshire?" Like, what? And they go, "I see how it is." I said, "Okay, if you want to defriend me, you can. I'm not going to put up with this." They went, I was defriended. I said, whoop. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is.
Can't win everybody over there, right?
No, you can't. And but I did want to bring up. I should have numbered these better, and I need to get new glasses. Oh, my glasses are good. You know what it is, people? It's called age.
No comment.
I hate to admit it. You're young, so you don't understand yet. Because when I was your age, Josh, I could see them. I could see 10 miles down the road. But now I'm like, And I can't remember who told me. Somebody at the nursing home I was visiting, and they said, "John, don't get old." And I said, "How do I stop it?" Which when I turned 50, it was really cool. I'm 56 now. I like turning 50. It was kind of neat. It didn't bother me. Some people, they're jumping off the ledge, or, they're all upset about it. It's
My dad did the same thing when he turned 50. He was like, "This isn't so bad."
No.
He's experienced some health problems, but he was like,
Yeah.
but overall, he's like, "This is you got to look forward to life.
Yes.
You got to be optimistic."
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh actually talks about how it's great. The older he gets, the wiser he gets. It's really cool. He said, "I love getting old. This is great. Life gets
Yeah.
better and better every year." I said, "That's cool living right there.
Yeah,
That's
that is,
sweet.
yeah.
That's prosperity. I like that."
Well, what I like about Rush is when he said he talks to Democrats, he ties, half of his brain behind his back.
Yeah.
Just to even it out.
Yeah. He says, "We have talent on loan from God."
Yes. Yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have some smart friends that are Democrats, and I'm like, why are you over here and not
Yeah,
seeing the
why-
right side?
Yes, exactly.
But I can't get them to switch. But so let me find picture one that I wanted to bring. Oh, you know where it was? It was last Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? Last Wednesday we had the Unity breakfast, and let me bring the picture up right now.
Last Wednesday?
Yes. Yeah.
The Unity breakfast?
Yeah, because the time this airs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it's gonna
I
be
was like,
last
John, your age is getting to you.
It is. But so here is Janine Notter, representative, in my first official campaign picture.
You kissed a baby.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to? If you're running for elected office, you have to kiss a baby.
You kissed a baby, John.
Yes.
That is a great photo.
Yeah. So hopefully this is going to help me get elected.
I hope so, man.
Yes.
That's an excellent picture.
Who doesn't love babies? They're so cute, and look at his.
I know.
And look at his little eyes. He's like, what's going on? And
I know.
He grabs my tie and he's pulling my tie.
It's cute.
Oh,
I love babies.
yeah.
They're so cute.
But Janine, Representative Notter, she's from your district, Merrimack.
Yeah, Janine's a good
I
friend.
got to have her on my show.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, and but she is so funny because if there's a baby anywheres in the room, she's holding that baby.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. She
she's-
can't get away from it.
No, she's a baby magnet.
At the polls last week when this airs, yeah, she was. We'd have babies walk by and she'd go, "Oh, the baby! Bring him back! Bring him back!" It's like, then I'd run over and have to see the baby. Oh, they're great.
Yeah. But we had some good speakers at the Unity breakfast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rick, Chris Christie was up. I will say Rick Christie, but that's our representative here in
Rick
Goffstown.
Christie's awesome.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
Rick.
he won too. Matter of fact, if you let me tell you the numbers real quick and who got voted in. Matter of fact, the 5 you voted for last time, you voted for them again. They're the ones going back up. So Barbara Griffin came in number 1 at 830. She's a fairly good vote, especially on the Second Amendment. So I do like that about Barbara. Dave Pierce, 637. Claire Roulard, 700. Sadly, Emily Sandblade didn't make it. There was John Sims. I don't know who that was. I never met him. John Stafford. He was a good guy. He didn't make it. Nick Zaricki, looks like he was the lowest vote. Yes, he was at 524. And then John Burkish, don't know him. James Butcher, 299. And then Rick Christie, 668.
Did Nick Zaricki get in?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick Zaricki barely got
barely
in.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
he's going to have to step up his A game a little bit because there is some Democrats that keep running that's been there forever. Now, this John Burkish, like I said, I don't know who the guy is, but I guess I should call him up. 3 people have called me. When he was out campaigning, he campaigned hard, and he didn't make it through the primary, so he's done.
Oh, okay.
But 3 people called me up and they said, John, you're not a Free Stater, are you? And I said, no. Well, John Burkish, for some reason, he doesn't like you. And I said, why? And I said, and for one, why is he bad-mouthing me? Because we aren't even on the same ticket. You know, we're same Republicans, but... And they told me everything, and I was like, well, I should call the guy up and, you know, say hi to him, and, you know, hopefully he'll stop, you know.
Bad-mouthing you?
Yeah. You know, but it was funny how, you know, voters called me up, you know, and one of them well, 2 of them I knew, but one voter I didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
You know, called me up and told me that, you know, it was her, you know, told me her name, and she says, you know, I don't think he should be speaking ill of you. And you kind of had the same thing down in Merrimack, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You know, I don't know why, you know, our own party, you know, turns negative on each other, but, you know, boy, we like eating our own. And, you know,
Well,
that's what happened in your group.
Our speaker did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Speaker of the House and
the current Speaker.
And the current Majority Leader who heads up the Speaker's pack teamed up against myself and Representative Nodder.
Yeah.
And
luckily both you and Representative Nodder got through.
We got through. Yeah, I got through by the skin of my teeth, man. But yeah, I actually didn't campaign as much as I even did in 2014. I still got by. So I'm going to be out there hitting doors a lot in the next 6 weeks for the general, so I make sure I can ensure my spot in there. And yeah, it's for the Constitution. But man, that was a nasty business they did.
Yeah, well, they did it, you know, from what I heard is, you know, and I get along good with our Speaker and you know, our Majority Leader, but, you know, I don't understand why he sent mailers out supporting people that weren't sitting reps.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. Yeah.
That's exactly right. You expect the Speaker of the House to remain neutral in the primary.
Just like the GOP.
Just like the GOP,
Yes.
and that did not happen.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, you know, he puts out on Facebook how, you know, people say you're targeting, you know, he said, I'm not targeting any individuals. And I'm like, dude, that's why they call it neutral, because if you support someone, that implies you don't like the other people. You know, that's the idea people have.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? And
well, and I agree with that as a speaker or some leadership position like that. That is the perception.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whether they have ill intent or not, that's the perception that goes on. It's like, why'd you exclude such and such?
Yes.
You know, and particularly with the mailer that came through with the you know, tax champions. And I thought, well, I can assure you, Janine and myself are the 2 tax champions in our district.
You guys are.
And
because you voted against the expanded Medicaid.
Yes.
And they didn't.
They did not. So I was like, that's really wrong. That's not okay. So I became famous, I guess, when I called the speaker out on Facebook, and then I gave him 2 phone calls.
Yeah. No, but you need to, because we
You
need
got to.
Yeah.
I don't do things to put on a show at all. I mean, I'd rather not be public about things. But when you do something wrong, you know, you need to be. I think you should be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
You know, and when there's a lie or an untruth about me, something that's implied, I don't like that either. You know, I like to clear things up and at least give people the truth. And if they want to vote based on truth and they still don't like me, that's fine. Because
Exactly.
that's okay. People have the right and freedom to disagree with me. That is perfectly fine. But when you base a decision on the fact that, you know, I'm not a tax champion, fighting against tax increases, got a problem.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did want to thank the voters for District 39, which I'm in, Goffstown, Ware, and Deeren. I'm the only rep sitting in there, and there was no primary. I came in at 1,219 votes. So
Good going, John.
Thank you, voters. I thought that was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that number. So hopefully that'll help me with my opposition on the Democrat side, because that's what we're going to face in November.
Yep.
Now, how many do you have state reps in Merrimack?
8.
And how many Democrats are running?
8.
Oh,
We
there
have
is.
a full slate of 8 on both sides, so we got 16 reps.
Wow.
That are going to be candidates, I should say, that are going to go for this.
Yeah.
So
Goffstown only has 5 on the Republican side, and there's only 5 seats, and then the Democrats only could find 4 to run, and it's the same 4 almost. This Judy Lanza, I don't know who she is,
Never heard of her, but this Retta McGregor, and she runs every time. I don't think she's ever won. And then Angela McKenzie, she ran last time, but I think so this is her second time. And for some reason, she likes my signs.
Really?
Yeah, she puts her signs next to mine, and sometimes she'll cover her sign up, my sign up with her sign. I've never stolen a sign. I never will. But I'll take her sign and just put it to the side of mine. You know, if she wants to be near me, I don't care. Next minute I know, her sign is back where my sign was, and my sign's off into the ditch.
What?
And, oh yeah, so I have to go down in the ditch, get my sign, bring it back up, and put it off to the side of hers again. And then, a week later, there it is. My sign's off down in the ditch again.
What in the world?
And,
Why
I mean,
can't people who just play fair?
I've never seen Angela do it, but somebody's doing it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
little imp running around the office.
Yes.
Now, right?
Yeah.
It's after
Yeah.
you, John.
Well, that's it. But it does seem like her signs do follow me around. So whoever's putting her signs out. So I don't want to say she's doing it. But oh, it is. It's hilarious. They'll beat up my signs and
Oh gosh.
and and I did this year. Well, I did it last year, and it slowed it down. Or last election. Some, not all because I can't afford it, but some of my signs do have a little tracker in them. Yes.
Ooh.
And for some reason, they haven't stole those. So I'm hoping if I raise a little bit more, I'll be able to buy some more of that. And so hopefully if they come up missing, I'll be able to hopefully try to find out where they are and say, oh, there they are. Can I have my sign out of your trunk of your car?
Oh, jeez.
If that's where they are.
That would be fun.
Oh,
to
that would
track
be
people down. They
yeah.
steal your signs.
Yeah.
They go, I didn't do it. I go, well, I put a tracker on my sign.
Yeah.
Because I figured you'd be
Yeah.
a little punk and come by and take it.
And they're cheapening up too. They say bicycles and other things. This was years ago up in Sutton, Vermont. Some guy went to a tree farm and stole a sign. I'm thinking about signs. Stole a Christmas tree. Brought it home. The guy then, you had to drive the roads, and the signal from the sensor to the unit, or whatever it is, the tracker, was, say, hundreds of feet, 500 feet, whatever it was. It was crude. This was in the late 90s. It might have been early 2000 when this happened, probably early 2000s. So the technology was fairly new. So the tree farm drives up this road in Sutton. All of a sudden, his machine goes beep, 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 beep. And he's like, whoa, my tree's around. So there's a trailer. He calls the police. They go in. They asked if they could go in. They gave permission. They go in. There's the tree. They lug the tree out 3 days before Christmas and hit the guy out in handcuffs because he confessed stealing the tree. Because it's a huge crime stealing a Christmas tree. Because these people make their living selling Christmas trees.
Yeah.
You can't be stealing them. So what was funny was in the newspaper, of course, the Caledonia Record is a pretty conservative paper up there. They beat the guy up saying, he should be arrested. Well, then, of course, here comes the liberals with the big crocodile tears. I can't believe they arrested the father 3 days before Christmas. Well, maybe the father should have thought, don't steal a Christmas tree. So the kids, sadly didn't have a Christmas tree.
Woo!
But what do you do?
Some people got to learn the hard way.
Well, yeah. Hopefully he never stole a Christmas tree again.
Hopefully.
But that sent a huge message. They said the following years, I remember seeing some small article on it where Christmas trees weren't being stolen for a while. And I'll tell you, it works, because I know last term I had a lot less signs stolen because just a few of them are trackable. And, so the people thinking of stealing them saying, is it this one or that one? They don't know.
Do you have a small enough tracker that they can't find it?
Yeah. It's just a little sticker thing. that you throw it on
You just
there.
let everybody know that on TV.
Oh yeah, I probably should have. I'm going to have to hide it now. Well, you know, hopefully the people stealing the signs aren't watching my show.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Well, that's okay because they'll have to figure out which ones, and they're going to have to go through my signs.
Oh,
But
jeez.
They should do that to Trump because they say a ton of Trump signs are being stolen.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, they hate Trump.
Oh, they do.
It makes me want to have him more. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes,
Yes.
more Trump.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll take a small break, and then we got a bunch of pictures when we get back, and we'll go through them real quick, and we'll talk about the election a little bit more. So we'll be right back. Hang on. Well, welcome back to New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. And again, we're talking with Representative Josh Moore down in Merrimack. And thank you again, Josh, for coming on.
Thank you, John.
You know, I'll have to have you on more.
Yeah.
You know,
I love TV
oh, yes, yeah.
and radio and everything else.
Yeah, yeah. But I did want to bring up a picture of you out campaigning.
Yeah.
And it's picture 2 here that I have. And look at that, Representative Notter's right behind you.
She is. She got her coffee in hand. She cannot do it without coffee.
Yeah.
She tells me, she goes, campaigns run on Dunkin's. I said, well, soon to be campaigns are going to be running on Krispy Kreme.
Yes, that's what I heard. Now with hers, so she loves. You see, my wife loves Dunkin'.
Janine goes every time we go sign waving, and we do it. The first time we went, we started off at like 6:15 a.m. I was like, this is grueling. We're doing this at 6:45, not 6:15.
Yeah.
She goes, okay. So then we started doing it at 6:45, and she'd go get her coffee.
Huh?
She'd go, I'm coming by. Want me to pick you up and go get some coffee? I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I don't drink coffee, but I'll bring you water. You know. So yep, and you could barely see my sign in the picture. Every time she wanted me to do a selfie, but I couldn't extend my arm long enough to show mine, but she got hers in there every time. You notice that little sneaky thing she
Yeah,
is?
that is. Well, the next picture I think is of you. And
It is.
Yeah, there it is. Picture 3. There
Me
you
with my
are.
freedom shirt on.
Now, where is that picture? Where are you standing?
That is right off exit 11 in Merrimack.
Is that where the Burger King,
Yes.
McDonald's, and
Burger
all that
King,
is?
McDonald's, the Common Man, TD Bank. Yep.
Oh, okay. That's where that is.
Cinemagic Theater is right near there. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you must see a lot of cars.
Oh yeah, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. The day before the primary, so yes, not was today's the 14th, right? 12th,
Yeah,
the 12th.
yeah.
So September 12th, I probably had about 20 people sign waving for me.
Really?
Or 20 plus maybe. Yeah, I
Wow.
had a gentleman with 5 girls, his daughters and then their friends were up at exit 12. My parents helped me out sign waving at exit 11. Not the same spot I'm in on this picture. It's actually on the other side of the overpass.
Yeah.
And then once I had some friends show up, they left down to Watson Park, which is halfway down in downtown Merrimack. So I had 3 locations covered for 2 hours. And I
Wow.
literally had, too bad I should have gotten a picture of us all together. I could have given it to you, but I didn't even get a picture of us together because I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
Kind of silly of me. But no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I had
Oh, I love sign waves.
a lot of young people out there helping.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Gonna make Merrimack great again.
Yes, yes. Well, I know my first term in 2010, this was when Shaw's was open at the mall there in Pinardville. I'm across the road with my sign, and I had a big sign, 4 foot by 4 foot, said Burt, state rep. This guy pulls out, gives me the finger, and starts swearing at me. Drives off down the road.
I go home and I call my good friend Hal Miller, he's gone now. And I said, Hal, I just got elected. And he says, Election day's not even here. How do you know you got elected? I said, because, some guy just drove out and gave me the finger. And he goes, well, how's that going to get elected? I said, he's going to run his mouth and badmouth me to 10 people. They'll all shake their head because they don't want to hear him run his mouth. And they go, oh, okay, yeah, Burt's a bad guy. 8 of them, because he's going to run me down saying, yeah, he's really conservative and he's this and this. He's going to vote for a balanced budget and all the things I vote for. Yeah. And apparently he isn't like that. And 8 of them will vote for me. That's how my theory thinks. Did you have anybody give you the bird, or?
Yeah,
you did.
I had a few.
Oh, hey.
Sometimes I couldn't tell if it was me or Janine.
That's why you're going to win.
Janine actually had signs stolen.
Oh,
She's
really?
just a really nice person.
She
wouldn't. She's like a dove. She won't hurt anybody. Now I'm a little more vocal about what I believe. I'm a little more hard hitting. So I could see people not liking me, but. I hate Janine. Like, why? And the people like picking up her signs and throwing them away, and I'm like, come on, guys, come on, man.
Yeah.
Play the
Janine's
game. Right.
She's just I always call her the model up to the State House.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be like Janine.
Oh yes, yeah. No, so that's sad that people have to steal.
It's mean.
It is. Don't vote for us. Vote for whoever you want. Just don't steal. Stealing.
Yeah, it's exactly. My least favorite candidate right now, period, is Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
I don't like her one bit.
Nope.
I think she's a very, very nasty, horrible, evil person.
Yeah, I think she's going to do very big harm to us.
Yes.
More harm than she's already done.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
With that said, I would not go up, because it's a felony too. I wouldn't go up and sit there and grab her signs and throw them and vandalize them.
No.
In fact, I kind of like them being up because it's people look around and they go, oh, she's running, right.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it, I guess. But yeah, that's us out there sign waving. We're having a good old time. Got more of it to go. The general's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, you're going to give us the numbers.
Yeah.
To Merrimack.
Didn't know anyone wanted that, but I can go ahead and do that. So,
how many were running in the primary?
So there were 13 running in the primary.
For 8 seats.
Yeah, for 8 seats.
Yeah.
We had Dan Hines, Good Liberty rep, candidate. He got 1,278. He's in. Keith Jeffrey got 633. He did not make it.
He did, yeah.
Bob LaRue got 1,482. He made it.
Yep.
Dave McCrae got 1,003. He did not make it.
Really? 1,003?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was next. I got 1,016.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You made it in.
You made it in. Dave McCrae was number 9. But McCrae is a good sport. He and I are really good friends. Yeah. And he actually told me he wanted to. I asked him. I said, "You want to do a recount?" And he said, "No, I like you. I'm proud to call you my rep." He goes, "You got this." I was like, "Wow, that was really cool." So we got a good relationship. Yeah. We had one before that, not just because he gave me the recount, but Janine Otter got 1,475. Tony Pellegrino got 1,534. John Washburn, 797. He did not get in. Tony Pellegrino and Janine Otter did. Jack Balcom, who is our current state rep, sits with me on education committee. He did not make it. He was the one incumbent who did get ousted. 885. Dick Barry, 1354. Bo Bernard, 865. Chris Christensen, 1283. And Dick Hinch, 1317.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to step up your A game.
I know.
Yes. Especially with the Dems are gonna work hard.
They're gonna work it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, they're gonna work it.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Now Frank Edelblue won Merrimack. Yes.
Yeah, Frank Edelblue, he did succeed. Chris Sununu is our nominee. That's going to go forward. In Goffstown, 493 voted for Ted Gastis, 401 Sununu, Frank Edelblue, 489. So Edelblue and Gastis were neck and neck. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these elections can come down to just a few votes.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I think about my race. I was 11 votes off. Dave McCray was 11 votes just below me, and I thought to myself, man, I went door knocking that week, and I'm thinking, it could have been 11 doors that I didn't hit. It could have been one sine wave that I missed.
Yes. Yeah.
Every little thing that I did at this point, I'm like, wow, counted.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
It's like, you think about, I don't really go to sign waving right now. I don't really want to do it. Yeah. But, man, did it pay off. And onward to the general, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and then the big race, which one is it? U.S. Senate, Kelly Ayotte won overwhelmingly in Goffstown, 1309. Jim Rubens, 1267. So she's going to go forward. And then for Congress, this was close. Rick Ashew did win Goffstown, 825. Frank Ginta, 664. And yeah, that was, so Rick Ashew did really well here.
Wow.
Yeah, but he just barely, what was it, less than 1,000 votes? I think he lost it, 680, something like that. And he said he's not going to ask for a recount.
Same with Ada Blue.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Real bummer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool race, though. It's interesting how this stuff comes down to just a few votes. Like I said, it's telling.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get Frank or Chris Sununu on the show and talk about their opposition. What's his name? Usually I always call him opposition. Van Ostrin, Colin Van Ostrin, which he did not win Goffstown. That Steve Marchand, I don't know anything about him. He won 316. Colin Van Ostrin is the nominee, 302, but he is, they said he's more dangerous than Maggie Hassan.
They seem to always be more dangerous as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Yeah, no, we got to make sure we win that corner office.
Yeah, we got to make sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Sununu will do a good job.
I hope so.
Yes.
I think you're right. I've heard several people say it, and I do agree.
I mean, I voted for Frank Ittleblue. There'll be no
right.
Yes, but
I did too.
I
think
my second choice was Chris Sununu. It was Frank Ittleblue first, and then Chris Sununu was second. I really didn't know anything about Jeannie Forrester, and hopefully Ted Gastis doesn't watch our show because he's not a fan of mine. Geez, what was it? 4 years ago, he ran against Ovid Lamontagne for governor, and I was on some Manchester show, and apparently he watches it. Because he saw me up to the State House. I go up and I said, "Mayor, how are you doing?" He wouldn't shake my hand. I was like, "Okay," and he goes, "Let me tell you something. I can beat Ovid Lamontagne." I said, "Who says you can't?" He says, "You did on that TV show." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know you watched TV." So somebody watched it and ratted me out. I'm sure he did because it was a show on at like midnight, 11 o'clock at night.
Well, obviously he couldn't beat Ovid Lamontagne.
Oh, he lost it. Well, apparently he can't win here either. So, everybody told me don't vote for Ted Gastis.
Perhaps he should, clean up the streets of Manchester a little bit.
Yeah.
And I say that in all seriousness because I thought it was a little, and a lot of kind of ridiculous because I'm sure he's a great guy and everything, but when you run and you talk about being the leadership in Manchester, and yet Manchester, New Hampshire is one of the worst places for heroin addictions right now in the U.S.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
How can you run for governor and talk about how you're going to fix everything when you've been 4 years mayor or whatnot?
Yeah, mayor. Yeah.
And your city's worse off. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But whatever.
Well, the Goffstown GOP had a little picnic up to LeMay's. Yeah, this past couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And Ted Gastis did speak, and I'll tell you, I was impressed.
Oh yeah.
It almost. I mean, I was always going to vote for Frank, but when Ted spoke, he went to. I like this too. He said, some of the candidates they won't take questions. Ted said his piece, 4 or 5 minutes, and then he says, "You know what? I got 15 minutes total, so I got 10 minutes. I'll take some questions."
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. So I stepped right up there and I asked him about the Second Amendment. He says, "I know you're a big constitutional carry man." He says, "You get that on my desk, John, and I will sign it." And
Good.
I'm like, wow, Ted. this is a different side, because I've seen negatives about him, and maybe I should have looked at him a little better. But I really liked Frank. Frank votes like me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And with that said about Ted, what I said earlier, I give the guy credit. Even on I'm pro-life, and he's not pro-life. But he did say that he would not give Planned Parenthood money, the public funding, and I do appreciate that.
He did say that.
I also appreciate his being a straight shooter.
Yeah.
No pun intended on the Second Amendment,
Yes.
right? No, but he's very honest about where he stands, and I do appreciate that about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we got more pictures there?
Yes. Which one is it? Picture 4 I wanted to bring up, if I can find it. Oh, yes. We mentioned Krispy Kreme earlier.
Oh, man.
and I'll have to tell the viewers a little story. Where was I in Florida then? I think I was. And
I think you might have been.
Yes. I took a picture. I put it on my Facebook of Krispy Kreme because Josh loves Krispy Kreme. And I said, Josh, I'll bring you back a box of Krispy Kremes. And I put that you're going to be the only one in New Hampshire that eats them. Well,
That was not true, was it?
I was totally wrong. A ton of people commented on my page saying, John, I love Krispy Kreme. What are you talking about? And I guess there's 4 of them coming to New Hampshire.
Oh, man. Oh, yes. So I'm going to go at this. I'm going to say this is sort of as a joke. I told people, I said, if I don't get reelected, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go work as a lobbyist for Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that one ends up in Merrimack.
Yes.
And their stocks are going to go up because I'm going to spend my own money going there, the money they pay me. It's going to get right back to the business.
Now, you say there's going to be 4 possible? So Nashua, I heard, definitely was getting one.
The union leader, I believe it was, released a story, the most important story of the year, of there being Krispy Kremes that are going to come into New Hampshire in the next year or two. It's really a godsend. Truly a wonderful gift from God. I think they did release the locations. I believe Nashua was one of them, right down the road from me. I'm okay with it. Manchester, I think, might be another. Yeah. And then I think they're going to put 1 or 2 on the coast, which would be smart. I think it'd be smart to put one in Concord as well, a little further north. You know what they should do? We just had Wendy's in Merrimack. We just had Wendy's shut down.
Oh, why?
Yeah. They just couldn't keep it up, I guess. They just ran out of money.
Bad location?
No, not even a bad location. I think it's just the economy.
Oh, that's not the one near...
Exit 11.
Bugaboo Creek?
No, nope, different one.
Okay, different one.
This
Okay,
one's
I
off
don't know
exit
where that
11.
one
Actually,
is.
right where Janine and I were standing in the other picture that we were just showing earlier. It's right near there.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
No. Okay, in Merrimack.
Great location.
Really?
I mean, right off the highway, which, by the way, is why it's a great location for Krispy Kreme.
But they're on the wrong side of the highway.
Everybody gets off and goes, isn't McDonald's and Shaw's used to be and all the other stores on one side?
Well, so Shaw's, McDonald's, the hotel, Burger King, those are all on the
west side.
Correct, the west side.
Yeah.
Then you have the Common Man, and that is a restaurant, and then Continental on the east side. They could easily put a Krispy Kreme right there where the Wendy's is.
Wow.
They should do it. It's on and off, and it's not Nashua, it's not Manchester, it's right between. Perfect location. If anybody knows the Krispy Kreme CEO that's watching, please call them and have them. I need to be friends with them.
Well, I wonder how much a franchise is.
I don't know. I should find out. Huh?
You
That'd
should.
be a great investment.
I bet you it's hundreds of thousands, or tens, or 50, 80,000.
I'll find an investor.
Yes.
So yeah, that's going to be really cool. I can't wait for it. I'm going to be bringing a lot of Krispy Kreme to the State House if reelected.
See, to me, just Krispy Kreme is too sweet. You eat it and it's like, but Anne Marie Banfield and a whole bunch of them commented on my page, said, John, they're excellent. And I'm like, not me.
You have to try it if you haven't. I think you have.
Yes.
There's a hot sign that comes on Krispy Kreme donut franchises when you go drive by the store. Not all of them do it, but there's a lot of them that do. There's this hot sign on about 9, 10, 11 a.m., right? And they make all their donuts in the morning. And it goes through, they have a window where you can watch them being made.
Yes.
And they go through a waterfall of icing.
Yes.
And it's glorious.
Yeah.
And when they come out, sometimes they give you I can taste it right now. I want it so bad. They give it to you, and it's so squishy, and it melts in your mouth like cotton candy.
Yeah.
I love Krispy Kreme.
Well, I think one of my previous shows, when I went to Florida, I did a show about going to Florida and
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I almost think I had a picture on there. I'll have to look at it and try to find it.
I'm actually getting really hung. I'm really craving a Krispy Kreme donut right now,
Yes.
and I'm being deprived of it.
Now, where's the closest one here? Is it Connecticut? It's a long way.
Yeah, it used to be Rhode Island.
Somebody said near Foxwoods.
I think they have one still there. I think.
Because didn't they did a fundraiser here in Goffstown? Some lady did for these girls. I can't remember what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
it was
that's
some-
where you got them.
Yeah, it was
right?
some church thing that they were doing, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'll support that.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and I got you a couple boxes and sent them down to you.
I think I'm gonna have to go gambling at Foxwoods.
Yes, I think somewhere's down there. That's where it
I
is.
think I might have to go
Yeah.
and spend my money on the donuts. Oh, it's just delicious.
But that's a funny picture.
It
and,
is.
And that was number 5. Now let me find 6. I got to learn how to do this a little better. Oh, there it is. Oh, I wanted to talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
Yes. There's you out with a tornado.
Yeah, my famous tornado selfie that made it to WMUR.
Oh, this picture made on MUR?
It did. Yeah, we
Really?
actually did an interview with him. Yeah, my dad and I.
And that's a real tornado.
That is a real tornado behind. It looks photoshopped, doesn't it?
Now, how loud?
does.
It almost does. Now, how loud? How far were you from the tornado
It's
right
about
there?
a mile from that.
And how loud was it?
It wasn't loud at all, actually.
Really? From
Sometimes it sounds like a freight train. Other times you could hear a roar in the background. But this one wasn't loud at all.
Oh, really?
It was beautiful though, simply gorgeous.
Just the power of Mother Nature. That excites me.
So if the viewers can see, there is a police
Or a rescue.
SUV.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a rescue. I don't even remember. Firefighter
Yeah.
or something. Emergency vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
Sitting there. Behind the emergency vehicle is the tornado, and about roughly 3/4 of a mile down that road is a hotel we were at. Not staying at, but we had parked at. We had started there. Where I'm standing now, about where I'm standing now, is where a tornado had formed briefly. And I got that on video. So we drove back down that way, and then that one formed behind us.
Wow.
So we were like, oh, but by the time we got down there, the emergency vehicles had arrived, and we couldn't, they blocked the road. And I was like, come on, man. We're storm chasers.
Yeah.
They don't like storm chasers.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't
I
like
get
them
it,
getting
yeah.
out there. Because some of them break the law. We don't, but
Now, some of them, they'll drive right to it, right?
We
Or
would.
close.
We would had we not had emergency vehicles in us. Yes, but there is a guy out there named Reed Timmer. He's has contracts with the Weather Channel, and he goes out and chases them. And he drives a tornado intercepting vehicle into the tornado.
Really?
These spikes on his vehicle go about 40 inches into the ground. They lock in place, and he lets the tornado go over his vehicle.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
it's like armor plated. We've seen him several times. We got pictures with it and everything.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's got to be exciting.
Tiv.
Well, I'll bring up the next picture, and you're pointing at.
Yeah, this one was the same day, about an hour and a half before the one that you just saw.
Yeah.
And this was we caught a couple of them that day, 2 or 3 of them. It was gorgeous. Yeah, that one was out in the middle of nowhere. We were probably, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 miles from it, and it was a beautiful sight. Out in the middle of a field, no one was getting hurt. The other one, no one got hurt either, but this one, no one was around.
Really?
Yeah, we were going to drive down the dirt road, but the dirt road eventually ended. So we just stayed there and got a beautiful photogenic view. Yeah.
And how far was that? About a mile?
About 2 to 3, 2.5, 3 miles.
Because it does look smaller.
It is, yeah. It was a smaller tornado.
And could you hear that one, that distance?
Oh, not at all. That was a much smaller tornado. But I have a lot on my Facebook where we actually watched this tornado go from a funnel, and we got dozens and dozens of pictures of it and video of it forming. I mean, we literally caught the thing from life to death.
Oh, really?
It was truly a wonderful sight, and a majestic thing to watch.
Yeah.
How they form, and they're so hard. Tornadoes are so hard to catch.
Yeah, oh yeah, they must be.
Because I think my dad does the storm chasing. He's a weather guy. I think one of every 1,000 severe thunderstorms, or thunderstorms, I suppose you could say, ends up forming a tornado.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot.
the chances of...
Far and few between, and they have to become severe thunderstorms.
Yes.
You know, and they don't always become severe. You get a line or you get a small thunderstorm that kind of blows up that has become a severe thunderstorm.
Yeah.
You know, where it has its own updrafts and it becomes a supercell and it forms a wall cloud where it's rotation in the atmosphere, and it's really a lot of dynamics. Really cool.
Oh, it's got to be real exciting.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then I think that was it for. Oh, I did have one real quick picture. Oh yeah, I have it written right here.
Bart.
Yeah, me and Bart. I went down to on election day. You know, I went to the campaigns here. You know, the people here, and visited with them. And Rick Christie was at the polls, and when I went and voted. But then I said, hey, I'll go down and see my friend Bart Frometh, which is on the show occasionally. And when I walked up, it was so funny. It looked like an election worker was standing outside making sure everybody behaves, because there they allow people at the door, you know, politicians at the door, you know, elected officials at the door. Here we have to stay out on the road. They don't even let us near the door. You know, so we need a new moderator at some point to change that, because, you know, that's the way it should be. You shouldn't be on the sidewalk blocking anybody, but, you know, if you're off on the grass, who cares? You know, if you're near the door. But what was funny is I walk up and somebody looks at me and they said, John, Burt from Goffstown, what are you doing in Bedford? I said, I came here to vote. Well, the elected official, the election guy looks right at me and he goes, from Goffstown down in Bedford voting? I said, according to this AG's office, New Hampshire AG, I can. All I need is a valid ID and the intent of moving here. Sadly, that's the way our law is.
Yeah.
We've tried to fix it, have a 30-day residency.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I didn't vote there, but you know, some.
I was going to say, I want to clarify, you didn't vote
Yes,
there.
no, I didn't. But some people were like, "Are you seriously going to do it?" I said I should. But I won't, because, you know, of course, it bounced me out of being a state rep, because, you know, you have to be a resident.
And you're an honest guy, too.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I am honest. But I'd love somebody to test it and to say, hey, I live over here, but I'm intending to move here, and I'm going to vote here, just to see what the AG's office will do. Because they've let other people from Massachusetts,
Oh, yeah.
they allow it.
Oh, yeah. It's sad.
Yep.
It's a sad world.
Oh, yeah. But what they need to do is have a Republican do it, just to see what they're going to do.
Oh, see if they're mistreated in such a way, or they don't
Yeah.
let them do it. Yeah,
But I bet you that,
point.
they would probably have to just look the other way.
It's the law, right?
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yes. Oh, real quick, because we're getting toward the end, but you must have heard Hillary call half of the Trump people deplorables.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm a deplorable in a basket.
Yes, so now I am a deplorable person. I am voting for Trump.
Yeah, I don't mind being deplorable.
No,
You know, I
no.
mean, if Hillary's going to call me deplorable, that's actually what she's really saying is I'm an awesome, patriotic American who loves my country.
That's
and the
what
Constitution. You know, so it's like, well, if I'm deplorable by your standards,
Yes.
this is a nice accolade. Then thank you, Hillary. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if any of my viewers are deplorable. Hopefully they'll all jump right on the bandwagon.
That's great. John and Josh, the deplorables,
Yes.
along with millions of others across the nation.
Well, that's it. I think Trump's going to.
Can we change the song? I'm proud to be a deplorable.
Oh, we
At
should.
least I know I'm free.
Yes. Yeah, that would be good. Well, sadly, we're at the end, and so I want to thank you for coming.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, next time I'll have to have you up again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Josh. And again, we're talking with Josh Moore, and he's going to be another state rep in November. He'll be elected, and he'll join me up to the State House. Hopefully, if you guys say I can. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye now.